Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Is this better or not? I had to shut down all the internet in the office here. I'm hoping this helps. I look like I'm in focus on my end. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Sorry. Sorry about all this. Hey, let's get going. Again, I said it's Christmas in September here, so we are going on. And now we're behind schedule, so we got to get moving. I'm going to show you these Christmas items. We're going to do some little stamping and a little die cutting. I have a lot of card samples to show you for one of them. And then we will do our good news devotion at the end. We will be in Romans chapter 8. It's a famous Bible chapter, but there's one particular verse we're going to look at today that is really special. So we'll do that at the end. And then in between, we have some fun facts for September. And also we're going to play the Family Feud game. So we've still got a lot to do. Okay, so thank you if you were hanging in there with me. Again, I apologize. Sometimes things just go a little nuts or crazy. They don't work how you expect them to. Okay, I'm going to show you what I have here in studio. Then we'll check it out on the website. All right, here we go. Hopefully everything is working like it was before and with better views. Okay. This is called, Flourishes to Stamp. Flourishes to Stamp. So this is really a Take Two Tuesday, right? This is our second take. So, kind of a play on words today. You get 10 stamps, it says in here. I didn't realize there's that many. There's just a few big sentiments there. And then you get some little stamps there too. I see the little dots and the leaves. So that adds up to 10. That is from, let me find my little lower 30 thing here. Oh, I didn't even mark these. Terrible. Oh, there it is. Flourishes for Christmas from September of 2021. Let me get rid of the banner. September of 2021. So exactly 4 years ago. Okay, this one came out. There are no dies for this one. So when you stamp, you're going to use a square or a circle, whatever kind of die you have to cut these out. Do I hear music? Okay, so let me show you the card samples I have. Now I'm hearing things. So here we go. These are all, looks like all A2 size cards. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Fun one. Another one. I like the choices of colors. They're all a little bit different. And of course, you can go traditional Christmas like red and green and all that kind of stuff, but you can pick and mix and match some other colors. That's fine. It's your choice. You have the freedom to do that. You're the card designer. So you get to make a card how you want it to look. So if you see some different colors that interest you, go for it. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Who's going to get upset or disappointed if it's not a Christmas color? Nobody. They're just going to be happy they got a Christmas card from you. Here's a snow globe, and it also says joy to the world. And then believe in the magic of Christmas. Nice one. This is which one does it say on the back? Let me see, because I like this card base. This is the Elegant Edge base card. So if you want to, still A2 size, but you see that shape there and the little bit different. And then one more, believe in the magic of Christmas. So it's a really nice font. It looks really beautiful. So those are the samples I have here. Let's check out on the website and see if we do have anything different. Let's see who made it back to the chat. Who made it back to the chat? Oh, it looks like everybody's here. Good. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Again, apologize for the delays. Let's check out the website here. Boing. And hit that. Nope. That's not the one we want to see. That is not the one we want to see. There we go. Nope. Now I'm all messed up. So again, I'm going to say I'm sorry. Now I am all goofed up because I'm just kind of out of sorts now. But there you go on the website. Again, I said, what are there? 10 stamps? 10 stamps there. And on a 4x6 sheet made in the USA. Stephanie's got a video here with some fun Christmas ideas there. There's some other items that are Christmassy down below. Let's take a look at the card samples here. They may be all the ones that we have. Let's see. So far, we did see that. Come on now. You can do it. Oh, boy. Now that my camera internet's working, but my pictures aren't. This is interesting. So there's one picture. Now what happens to this one? Nope. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy, guys. I don't know what's happening today. I'm clicking on the buttons to show you these pictures, and none of them are showing up. Let me refresh the website there. Maybe I'm not really on this page here. Yep. I think that's what has happened. Turn Wi-Fi on. Let's see. Sorry. I'm going to switch back over to me because you don't want to see this. That's boring. I'm trying to fix this website page. There it is. Oh, no. Reload. I saw the picture for a second. Come on now. You can do it. Now, the other computer internet is working, but this here, wow. This is just not my day, apparently. This is just not my day. So let's try that again. And let's try that one again. No. Let's check another website. No. It seems like everything is there. Hang on. Let's see. I'm going to close that page. Maybe it's trying. Maybe. The site can't be reached. The stamps of life cannot be reached. Let me try this other computer here, because I think it's just a computer. Yeah, this other browser is working. So let's try that one more time. Okay, we want to close that. And let's see, I'm going to switch computers for you guys here. Hang on. And we're going to present this one, share screen. And we're going to do that. There we go. Okay, so there you should be able to see what I'm seeing. Sorry, again, here we go. This computer is working properly. And we can see all the card samples. And I do believe it's, oh, we didn't see that one, I don't think. Noel. And we did see that. And that, so mostly these are ones that I did already show you. Oh, there's a different one. Believe in the magic. That's like a Z fold. That might come up in our Z fold presentation coming up pretty soon. There's the stamp set. Let's see. This computer still does not want to cooperate over here. What's the matter with you, computer? Great. That's good. So I'm going to stop sharing that one and come back to you guys. Let's see. We are going to, I can figure this out. I can catch up. We're going to go ahead and stamp with this one. So let me switch you over to this camera and it should work. Ooh, it's a little dark. Little dark. Let's get some light in there. I have all my lights on, but it is dark. Let's brighten that up a little bit. And we're going to go and stamp with these. Again, I tested this one a little yesterday, and it has a lot of letters with a lot of lines. So you're going to really want to give this, I have to give it a couple practice runs because you got to really make sure your ink gets filled in. Let's go ahead and let's try this one. Believe in the magic of Christmas. All right, I'm going to get a nice large block, not too crazy. And we're going to add that there. Let me set that down so you can see what's happening. Oh, everything looks clear. There's not much there, but this will help us. We have a black licorice ink. Let's see, this one is still not working here. Still trying to get this other computer to work here, so bear with me. I'm going to turn that off. Try to reconnect that. Okay, let's continue on over here. So you can see we have a lot of stamp here. I think you can see that. Look at all those little lines. We got to get ink on all those. Otherwise, what's going to happen is some of the words going to fill out like it's supposed to, and you're going to be missing some letters. So we have to be a little careful with this one and really pay attention. And you can see it's all clear here, but these lines will start to fill in. And you can start to see a little bit of black on there, but we're going to need a lot more than that. So I'm going to just kind of rock these around a little bit, get all the edges. And you can see my stamp is coming to life. But look, in the center, there's some little bit of faded parts. Now, it will stamp, but what you'll have is you'll get dark on the outside and dark on the outside, but the inside will be a little bit light. So we want to do our best to fill that in. And just take a little bit of extra effort with this one. So what I would do is maybe you have a certain color cardstock you want to work with. Make sure you have some extra. Give it a few times. Stamp a few times on some scratch pieces maybe, and really kind of get the hang of this. I still see maybe one spot there in the center that is a little bit short of ink, so I'm going to try to ink that up. Hopefully I can get this on the first run. And if it's not perfect, it is not the end of the world, but we are trying to do our best. We are trying to do our best. Let's go ahead and we'll put that down, and we'll just press right there on all edges. And let's see what we get. Pretty good for our first run. You see a couple spots there. We're going to try it one more time and see if we can improve that. See, there's a little bit of ink missing there, and even in that little section there, and a couple little spots there. So it kind of looks like the center. The top looks really good, and most of Christmas looks really good, but let's try it one more time. See if we can't make this better. Again, is it the end of the world if just a little bit of ink's missing? No. But we do want to try to make our cards look the best. So we're going to, possible we can. So we're going to give it another try. I'm going to make sure that center fills in there. Now, I don't know if I have a dot. Yeah, I do have something that will cut this out. We're going to want to kind of make this so we can center it a little bit. I'm checking that to see how I look. It looks pretty good, right? You guys see any spots where ink's missing? I don't see anything. Let's just double check. Again, where was our weak point? Kind of here in the center. So I'm just going to tap down on that. Not too much, because you see it'll start getting a bunch of extra on it, and it'll get all weird if you really start squashing it into your ink pad. But just make sure all those lines get filled in, and we'll give it one more try here. And then I am double checking, and we'll go on this side. Hopefully that will work out. I'm going to really push down. Hopefully we get a nice impression. That one's a little better. That one is better. So that one is looking good. We're going to go ahead and die cut this now, okay? I have an image. That will, let's see if I have a card base. Yeah, we can add it to the front. So I have a red card base there. That's A2 card. And I have a card front. So let's continue on. Whoops. Right after this, we'll do our fun facts for September. So I'm going to cut that out, try to center it. Again, we're just trying to piece together a card here just to get you started to see how to use this one. Again, this is Flourishes to stamp. Really nice fonts on there. It does have the words believe in the magic of Christmas, joy to the world, and Noel. There's kind of something for everybody on that one. And if you don't like the word magic, I saw somebody say that, but we're just thinking magic, not in kind of like the weird, creepy stuff, but the magic in that it's special. Magic in that it's a special time of the year, right? And that's for sure. I mean, we could believe in the special of Christmas, I guess you could say it that way, but I don't know, magic just kind of sounds nice. It's a special time of the year. That is what the phrase is trying to say. So I hope that for all of you, Christmas is a special time. So we're doing Christmas here in September. Probably going to have Christmas going all the way through like, November, because I want to show you these items before it's actually Christmas time and it's too late to make your card. So we did some in July, I think, and I keep coming across all these Christmas items and I've been wanting to show you. Well, now it's finally time. So we cut this out. Looks good. There's our card front. And then let's go ahead and we are going to add it to the card base that I have there. Move my machine a little out of the way. Now, the next item I'm going to be showing you after this is I got a ton of card ideas. You're going to love the card samples. I have so many. So here we have that. Let's put some adhesive on here. Where is my adhesive? There we go. Fun facts for September. Now, almost all the months are named after Roman things. I saw for September, in our fun facts, the month of Rome, September was the 7th month originally until they switched calendars around. And, this is not going to be good. Well, it's okay. So this really fits almost the whole card front. It'll have a little bit of edge. There you go. Push that down. There you have the making of your card. Of course, you're going to decorate, add some embellishments, but that is getting us off to a good start. The image came out really nice. It looks good on there. And of course, you can go and do the fancier stuff like our design team. Where did our design team cards go? How do those cards disappear? Oh, there they are. So I did red and white here. You choose the colors you want, and we saw some different examples. The decorations. You're starting off with the basics of your card, and here we go where we have a little bit more advanced opportunities. We have a snowflake in the background. This again was it Elegant Edge card base. That's a nice one. Added to a snow globe, some pattern paper with our little reindeer. Lots of different options, okay? Believe in magic. The dots really make a difference, really make things stand out. And some snowflakes in the background. Look at that, like a plaid, and it's blue. So lots of different things you have. This would be the start of our card. We can take it to the next level by decorating it and making it all crispy, Christmassy. Christmassy. So that's the stamps of life. Flourishes to stamp. Let me kind of get this stuff out of the way so we'll be ready to go with our next item. I always lose these stamps. I always lose the dies over here. So I am trying to clean up before we continue on. All right. So I hope you like that item. This computer is still crazy over here. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it just needs a restart. Let's try that. I'm going to restart this one. But thankfully, I have a backup. I have a backup over here so we can continue on. All right, our September fun facts. Let me find these for us and I can share them with you. So the Romans often associated different months with different gods. September is associated with Vulcan, the Roman god of fire. Fire, Vulcan. Let me grab this page for you so I can share it with you. and you can see what I see. So the month of September, do we have any September birthdays out there? Does anybody have a birthday this month in September? Anybody have a September birthday month? While my other computer is starting. Anybody born in September? September. All right, so I'm trying to share this one. Let's see. I think I can do it. Share screen. Ooh, that was a restart there. Share screen. All right, I think you guys can see that one. There we go. So here we are, 20 interesting facts. We won't do everyone, but September is seen by many to be a very pleasant time of the year. Very pleasant time of the year. Did we have any birthdays? Let's see. Nobody said no birthdays yet. No birthdays yet. Oh, mine is the second. Karen, happy birthday coming up. Tasha's in February. Great. Lots of nieces. All right. Yeah. We do have some family birthdays coming up. What is this PDF thing? We don't need that. They always sneak these ads in here. For those in the Northern Hemisphere, that's us, North America, Canada. It says the weather is finally starting to let up. Cooler nights. We're not getting that yet. Are you guys getting cooler nights yet? Southern California is hot right now. Chasing away the heat of the day. Probably later in the month, we should start to get nicer weather. Even here in Southern California, we get a little bit of fall, but really not until late October. So we are still a bit a ways away from that. Let's see. September is the time to finish the year's harvest and celebrate harvest for all you farmers, people who have crops. A lot of the crops are coming in. September is also a great time of the year in the Southern Hemisphere. That would be spring, right? Gone are the dark days of winter. This month is a great time to get outside and appreciate the first flowers of spring. So like if you're in Australia or you're, say, Brazil or Argentina or something like that, it is springtime right now, or spring is coming up. So you're going to be really happy. Even for us up here in USA, Canada, we're going to be going into fall and then winter. Let's see, is that going to work? Okay, so we got that. Let's take a look at the origins of September. Was the traditions that are celebrated. September's name is really quite inaccurate these days. So it was originally the 7th month. So that's where you'd get septem, which translates into the 7th month. But it wasn't until 451 BC that the months of January and February were added. That makes September the 9th month. September also used to have only 29 days. Does anybody know how many days it has now? How many days does September have now? 30. But it used to be only 29. The Romans would quite often associate different months with different gods. The month of September is associated with Vulcan. We said that, the god of fire. It was a fiery hot month back then, so perhaps that's why they chose that. Let's see. Oh, let me look at something here. I'm wondering if a wire is loose because this second computer is still not functioning right. Let me try that one more time, and I'm going to unplug this here. Crazy day for technology here. Take one day off and boom, everything just goes nuts. I'm going to log in here over here at my other computer. See if that works. Nope. Can't do that. Oh my. Yes. All right. Hopefully that gets us going on that one. Now I did okay. Let's try another way. Whoops. All right, back in the days of the Anglo-Saxon, that's like the English area. September used to be called Gerst Monoth, which means barley month. Barley month. So it wasn't September. It was called Gerst Monoth. The Anglo-Saxons also had another name for September, Harvest Month. That's harvest month. So Month must mean about September heralds the beginning of the fall. We talked about that. Some bad things. September 1st, what was it? There's probably some good things and bad things here. September 1st, 1939 was a dark day. That's when Hitler started to go nuts and destroy Europe. Kind of, it was this day that Hitler invaded Poland, beginning World War II. Yuck. September 11th, of course, we are all alive for that. That was a big thing. 2001, can you believe that? It's been 24 years already since September 11th, the terrorist attack, the World Towers. September begins on, these are some fun things. September begins on the same day of the week with just one other month every year. And that is December and September. So December 1st is also going to be a Monday, just like September 1st was a Monday. Huh. That's tricky. There's some weird things that the numbering, it just works out. September 17th is an incredibly important day for the U.S., as it was on this day in 1787 that the U.S. Constitution was adopted. That's where we get all our civil rights and laws based on the Constitution. Excuse me. While it shares the first day, the month does not end excuse me, on the same day of the week as any other month. How about that one? So September 30th, what day of the month is that? 29th. It's going to be a Tuesday. So that means no other months. Is that right? 29th, 30th. No other months will end on a Tuesday this year. Wow. September has some pretty interesting holidays. The National oh boy, National Happy Cat Month. We also have Take the Kids Over to the Kitchen Day. International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Wow, there are some. And National Punctuation Day, all in September. There are some things for you to celebrate. Two different birth flowers. The two flowers are the vibrant aster and the beautiful yet resilient morning glory. We had morning glories before. Why is this not working? And then September only has one birthstone, though. Anybody know what that one is? The stone I'm talking about is the majestically vivid sapphire. With its deep blue tones, this precious stone is said to represent the wisdom of the gods. Now, that is interesting. I always thought a sapphire was like purplish or red. And that would kind of make sense. Like you think the Vulcan fire god, that'd be red or something. But no. I don't know the birthstones very well. September 2nd, 1660 was a terrible time for the city of London. I didn't know about this. A raging fire broke out with the older section of London completely destroyed. All it touched, so within there were Roman walls, it was all burnt. But only 6 people died. That's good. Those born in September are brought into the world under one of 2 star signs. If you were born before September 23rd, you're a Virgo. If you're born on the 23rd or later, you're a Libra. In most countries, we talked about that. School usually starts around September 1st. When I was a kid, school always started after Labor Day. But now, even in Southern California, it starts in the middle of August. And I think the other parts of the United States, it's always been like that, right? First newspaper ever to be put in print was in September 25th, 1690 in the U.S. Wow. I don't see why I lost what it was called, but that's going way back. Oh, I skipped something. Sorry. Let me go back. September 30th, 1953, the American culture icon and famed movie star James Dean had his life cut short by a car crash. I knew he had died early, but I didn't know it was a car crash. And he was only 24. Wow. Only 24. And then September is a bit of a funny month when you think about the middle of the year has passed already, but it's too soon to start thinking about Christmas. Nah. Have you guys been to the stores? We just went to a Dollar General the other day, and they already have Christmas stuff in there. I mean, half the store is Halloween, but they have a Christmas section already. So I think people who sell stuff, it's not too early for Christmas. And what can I say? The Stamps of Life, we already have Christmas stuff on the website too. That's new. So if you're shopping, it's Christmas time. It is Christmas time, but they said, hey, if it's September, it's too, yeah, because you should be thinking Halloween. And then sadly, I think a lot of time we forget Thanksgiving. That's a special time to remember. So we should be doing that before we get our minds on Christmas. Let's go. Let's move on to our next item. And this is the one that I have a ton of samples. I'm not going to be able to show you them on the website, I don't think, because my second computer is broken. First it was the internet. Now it's my computer. Let's go ahead and try something here. I'm going to try one more time to restart this guy. But look at these samples I have. This is called Snowmen to build. And I have so many card samples. I'm going to split these up because it'll get kind of, well, I mean, the card samples are great, but you're going to get bored looking at them. I have so many. Let me find my little sign there so we can see when this was created. From October of 2021. October of 2021. Let's look at these card samples. And there are a lot of them, so you're going to love this. Snowmen to build. And I'll show you the stamps and dies here in just a second. Here we go. That is a step-up card. So, again, there are going to be a ton of great ideas here for you. You'll really want to pay attention to this section. And, again, I'm only showing you about half of them right now. I'll show you the rest at the end. Snowy days and frosty nights, it says. Snowy days and frosty nights. To my snow me. So far, all A2 stuff. Here's a little guy on the front of a house. A house. That is a house fold-it card. So these are all really nice. And this looks like a fun idea there. I like those little swishes down there at the bottom. That looks cool. Snowflakes are kisses from heaven, it says. Look at that. Fun, fun, fun ideas here. And this is, look, so it looks flat like that, a 5x7, but watch. It's really a box card. Ooh, isn't that fun? It has that little extra depth, some layers in there. We have that. And then we have a little tag. It says, walking in a winter wonderland. Lots of blues. You're thinking of using your blues, you can use it with the Snowman guy. And chillin' with my snowmies, it says. So there's 3 different versions there. Now let me actually show you the collections. And I'm going to grab those from, where did they go? Where did they go? Those are going to go off to the side. And here they are. Now there's a lot for this one. There was a lot. So first off, there was Snowmen to stamp. Whoop, whoop. More, that's more, that's the more. So this was the basic club. You may have this already. Snowmen to stamp is what it's called. Here is the, make sure I get these right, coordinating die set for that one. And if you were in the club back in October of 2021, you would have received these. That was the club set. Then we did the add-ons. The more snowmen, so some different looks for those snowmen, your snow homies. And, of course, there's dies for that. And there we go. And let's see. And then we have a background. This is called Snowy Scene to Stamp. So here you have your little mounds of snow down there. And there is a die set for that. It just comes in this package. It's pretty basic. But there is cutouts for these piles of snow down there. So you get a lot of different looks. All right. And that's this little set here that coordinates with that. So lots to do with that collection. Before I try to die cut and stamp with these, my question for you would be, if there was snow outside, what would you rather do? Would you rather have a snowball fight? Or would you rather have would you rather make a snowman? Do you like snowball fights or to make snowmen? No wrong answer, just for fun. Add in the chat. If it was snowing outside, tons of snow, nice and soft and squishy, you know, that good snow, would you rather have a snowball fight, or would you rather make a snowman? Let me know in the chat. Add that in the chat, okay? Add that in the chat. Karen says, just stay in and just look at it. Oh, come on. You got to get out there and do something, Karen. you going to make a snowman or are you going to make a snowball fight? Rochelle says make a snowman. Sylvie says make a snowman. I think that sounds about right. I think snowball fights are more for kids, huh? But we should have some fun if there's some snow around. Now, in Southern California, we do not see snow. You could go to the mountain area out here called Big Bear, and you could see some snow. That would definitely work. But actually seeing snow, no. Now, here's one that has been die cut, and some coloring was done on him to give you an idea of what you can do. And I did also die cut a little bit earlier. That was my die cut, and I stamped him, and I made some snow for him. And I was thinking, well, we could just put him on the front of a card like this, but our card is white, and these guys are all white. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Go ahead and add some ink on here. And I am using, what am I using here? I am using, I can't even read that. Maybe if I get my glasses. Oh, let's see. I believe it's ocean. It's either ocean or, and it looks kind of greenish, or ocean, or what's the other one? Ocean or sea glass. I think it's ocean. So let's just go ahead and we'll add a little bit of color to this, just to kind of make a background, do a little shading, and you can just kind of swirl it around and just get a fun look on the front of your card. I think this is a good time to use some of these blues like this. And with shading, you're just kind of mixing things up and giving a little bit different look there. Now, if I had a trimmer here, which I should have a trimmer. I don't know why I don't have a trimmer. There might be one under the table, but apparently I've never used it. So we're just going to do some shading there. This will kind of give us a background. And we can add our, let's see, we could add that guy. Let's see if we can't do both of them. They're buddies. Now, one is decorated, one is not. But I'm going to want to let you see how these work out. We're going to go ahead and die cut that one that's been colored. And we'll add these guys to the front. Now, you wouldn't normally want to have two of the same like this, but for sake of time, since I'm so far behind, I think we're going to switch over and do that today. So let's get our die cut machine. One is die cut, and then let's see, we've got that for our snow. And we want to go ahead and cut this guy. So we got to find the die that matches him. And I believe it's this one. Let's see. No, close though. So let me search around here. So I've got, remember we saw all those die sets that are available for this collection. Here we go. I think I've got it. Great. All right, we're going to go ahead and die cut this out. We'll add that there. We've got our bottom. And let's add our top. Right after this, we'll play Family Feud, and then we'll wrap it up with our Bible devotional, okay? Thanks for hanging in there with me today. I know things have been kind of off. I'm doing the best I can, and hopefully you're having a good time. So that looks like it's holding pretty good in place there. I'm not going to washi tape it down. We're just going to run it right through. Let's see what we get. All right, he's looking good. There's a little bit of washi tape on his hand. We'll peel that off. And again, we're just making an A2 card here. Real simple. I did a little bit of shading there, blending on the card front just to give it some color. Wouldn't look so great white on white. And we're going to add our snow on there. Let's do that. Now there. Put some snow on there. And let's add our little guys on. This is the one that I cut yesterday. I didn't have time to color him, but we'll add him to the snow. He's really white. He needs some color. And here's the example again with him colored a little bit. Let's get that washi off his hands. His hat. We're going to peel that washi tape off of there. And we're going to go ahead and add this guy to our card front. All right, so there's our buddies, our homies. And of course, you could decorate. You could add some extras to the top. Do I have anything that looks good there? No, those don't look too great. I thought I had some Christmas stuff here, but anyhow, I think we'll stop right there. Let me just double check. I don't think I have any extra Christmas. Oh, here's maybe something Christmassy. Oh, cool. This will work out good. And maybe we'll make this look like there's a little background tree up there. That'll work good. So I did have something that would be kind of nice. We'll kind of make this tree be in the background. And what the heck? Let's add a star too. A little star. That can go up there in the corner. So there we have the basic. You would want to add some sentiments. I kind of like how this is, has a little depth to it, adds us a little more interest. You could do that the same with these guys. With the adhesive foam, we use this. This would add some depth to them. You could puff them up and give them a little stand up. But that gives you the basic of a card. Of course, you need some sentiments, right? And you could add something in here, winter wishes, and you'd want to sign it off there on the back. Put your personalized stamp on there. All right, so that is Snowmen. Oh, I told you I have a lot more card samples, so let me show you those while I'm here because they're much fancier than the card I made. So here we go. I want to show these off and make sure you get to see them all. So I'll kind of hold them up close. Look at those guys, all that fun, nice coloring on there. And here is a shaker card with our snowman. Merry Christmas, it says. 'Tis the season to be freezing. Wow, that's a good one. We're not freezing yet. We're in September, but it will be winter before we know it. Fall and then winter. Snowflakes are, look at that. How nice is that? Nice, nice, nice. Snowflakes are kisses from heaven. Isn't that card cool? How it opens up like that? Fold card it is. Does it say? This is a Z-fold card base if you want to know. So it has all those nice panels. Here we are. This is your day to sparkle. Look at that, purples. Looks really nice, really nice. And here we have Let It Snow, it says, on an A2 card. And those are kind of layered in behind there. Check out this 5x7. Ooh, looks like a box card. Snowy days and frosty nights. Look at that one. Fun, fun, fun. And here we are on a slimline. See how this works with all different types of cards. Look at that. How pretty that is. You got some sparkles on there, some glitter. I really like the layering. So our dies will create the background, the shadow for you. And then you have your snowman on top of that. That looks really sharp. And one more. Happy birthday to my Snowme, it says. Happy birthday to my Snowme. Hope you can see that one. All right, I told you I had a lot of samples. You will find more on the website. Let me see if this came back to life. I don't think it did. But I can show you here on this one. We have Flourishes. And I'm going to go Snowman. So if you go to thestampsoflife.com and switch over to me, I'm going to show you here on this page. Type in Snowman. And hit that search, and I'm going to share that with you. Share this tab. Great. So there you see all the Snowman items, and all the card samples would be in there. Snowman to stamp. It's on the website. You'll click that. See that, you guys. Whoops, you guys can't see it. Sorry. Let me see. We're going to share a screen again. Nope. Share. Where is it? Share a screen. Snowman to stamp. All right, you should be able to see it now. Can you? Yeah, there it is. Snowman to stamp. And scroll through there. You're going to see all the card ideas. Really nice. This was the club set before. You probably have it. There's the add-ons. 13 stamps made in the USA. All these great ideas. Go to the gallery. Remember all these cards I showed you? They're all going to be in the gallery. Look at all these card ideas. Obviously, the design team really liked this one. They did a lot. Scroll down. You'll see the dies that go with it, the more snowmen that are also available. That snowy scene that I was talking to you about. So that's all on the website. Fun, fun, fun. That is a presentation of our items today. I meant to do a little coloring and that kind of stuff, but for the sake of time and how things have just kind of gone crazy today, that did not happen. So maybe next time. I got to shade the background of the card a little bit just to give you an idea, but it's been kind of crazy. Let's see. So Sylvie says, beautiful. We got some hellos, highs out there. Thanks for jumping in. We are going to play our game. Family Feud. Last time, I think we did really good on this, so we're going to give it a try again today. Ooh, we've got our music. Cool. Hang on, let me switch pages here. I'm sure you can hear the music. We are going... Nope. We're going to have to restart this one. Hang on. It has started already, and it should not have started. I'm going to skip back a page. Go back. Come on, Family Feud. No. Ba-dum-bum. Wow. Even the websites won't help me today. Okay, let's see. It's loading. I'm going to share a screen again with you. Hang on. We can do it. This is for fun. So everybody, you got to help me out in the chats, okay? And when we do Family Feud, we have to remember we have to think like what other people would think. Maybe not what our favorite answer is, but what somebody else might think. So think of it that way. To me, that's part of the trick. That is part of the trick. So here we are. We're going to share a screen again. And Family Feud. Here we go. Usually we do pretty good on this one. Play. Here we go. Round one. The question, name something specific a skydiver would hate to land on. So name something you would not want to land on. Add that in the chat. I'm going to say water. Who has an answer for me? What would you hate to land on if you were a skydiver? What would you hate to land on? Rocks. Good one. Rocks. Anybody else? Church. Let's try it. I'm not sure, but we'll try. Nope, no church. A tree. Okay. How about like thorns? Ooh, that was cactus tree. I think that's the same, huh? Anybody else? Cactus. Yeah, we got that. Ice. Let's try it. Ice. Good one. Ice. No, already guessed. Oh, water and ice were the same. Our competitor got 43. You're in front. That's good. Oh, is it building people? Oh, that was like dirt. I can't believe they didn't give us the points for that one. All right, we're in front, but now the next ones are more important. They're worth more. A person, yeah, that would have been good. A freeway. Next round, round two. So again, this doesn't have anything to do with crafting, anything else. We're just trying to have some fun. Double points. Pressure. Name another word for small. I'm going to say little. Another word for small. Anybody else? I can think of one. Little. I got little. Anybody else? Tiny. Good one. Tiny. Another word for small. Yep. Mini. All right, let's try mini. Good one. I would not have thought of that one. Yeah. Are you sure? Anybody else? Itty. I don't know. I think it might be micro. Good one. Who said micro? Friend. Good job. No micro. Petite. Ooh, let's see if we can get this one in. Yes. Petite was good. Karen and Ruth, you gave me that one. Good. So we got 5 out of 6. Which one did we miss? Beauty. That's a weird one. Are we in front? Yes. All right. Triple. This is triple round. Triple. Round 3, triple points. Triple points. Thanks for your help. Name a public place parents take their children to. I'm going to say school. Name a public place parents take their children to. Anybody else? I'm waiting on you guys. I have a zoo. Good one. Let's try that. Zoo. No. Park. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Park. I thought zoo could have been. What else? What else? Church. Let's try it. They didn't give us church on the other one. And how about aquarium? That's getting specific. Library. Yes, I like library. I'm always going to try library. Library. No. Pool. We already got 3 strikes. Sheesh. What are we missing? Restaurant or mall? How can we miss those? I was thinking like public places. I think we lost. Bummer. Okay, we're going to do this fast money round for fun, okay? And then we're going to be done here. Beach, that would have been a good one. Skating, daycare. Can you believe it was store? Yeah, Karen, you said store. We were just too late on that. Okay, fast money round. Are they going to let us do this? Here we go. Down here. Sorry. So I think they're going to let us do this round, even though we lost. Gosh, usually we do good on that game, but our opponent was apparently better today. Let's see. I'm going to try to skip these ads. I turned off the sound. Skip. Okay, here we go. Fast money round. Earn 100 points to win a bonus. Tell me a place that dead people hang out. Where do dead people hang out? I'm going to say cemetery. What else? Where do dead people hang out? They're not skating. They're not at the beach or the library. Where else would you hang out if you were a dead person? Cemetery, I got that one. How about hospital? Hospital? Heaven? That's a good one. I like it. Heaven? Haunted house. It wasn't fast enough. Did we get any points? 71 for cemetery. Oh, the sound's off. Sorry. 0 for hospital. 0 for heaven. The sand. Drivers. What? Baseball game. Where did they get those answers? Where did they get those answers? That's weird. Well, cemetery was good. We lost our sound somehow too. All right. Well, can't win them all. You can't win them all. We're going to stop sharing that, and we're going to go back to my main screen. Hey, we tried. In the mind, in the heart, family home. I don't know where they were getting those other answers. What was it? Sand? Drivers? I don't understand that. Cemetery, yes, but the other ones, no. Okay, Romans chapter 8. Let me get rid of that. This is our good news segment. I hope if you have a Bible today, if you really want to read a fantastic chapter of the Bible, read Romans chapter 8. It could possibly be one of the most important and valuable chapters in all the Bible. And of course, a lot of people would say that about a lot of different things. But if you want to really read a good chapter, you definitely want to read all of Romans chapter 8. We're just picking out one verse, just one verse for us. And our verse is Romans 8:28. Romans 8:28. Again, this is a famous verse from the Bible and a popular verse, and it's greatly loved because it's very encouraging. So that all rolls into Romans 8:28, and I haven't opened up my Bible yet, but I'm trying. I have my tablet today. Yes, it's me. Let's see what's going on there. Romans 8:28. And I'm sure you've heard this verse. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God. Oh, let me add that up here. Make sure you can see it. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. So here we go. First off, we want to note that it says all things work together for good. Now, it doesn't say that all things are good, right? It doesn't say that all things are good, but it says that God works all things for our good. Together, that's the key word, right? So when we look at our lives, we know a lot of things are not that great, right? There are a lot of things in life that we wish we could escape or miss out on, but it says that God has a way to work all things together for good. So another good thing is, doesn't say that God just works some things for good, right? He doesn't just say some things, but he says all things, Paul writes in this verse. All things are for good. They work together for good, okay? And then it says, next, you want to note that it says for those who love God. So are you a person who is trusting in Jesus Christ today? Are you following him? Are you doing what he's called you to do? Now, for each person, whatever God has called us to do, it can be a little bit different, right? God has called us to all do different things and follow him and obey him in different ways. But are you doing what God has called you to do? And John 14:15, Jesus said, if you love me, so if you want to know if you love him, it says, keep my commandments. So when you read your Bible and you feel like God's speaking to you, are you doing the things that you are learning? Are you putting them into practice? That's one way we can really tell if we're following Jesus or not. Do we practice the things that we read about and study the things that we learn? It's real important that God's word become alive in our lives. Not just something we think about or we know we should do, but we actually practice these things. And that shows a sign, not that our works make us right with God, but that we have a relationship with him. We're trying to do better. We're seeking God for his power and his might to help us to do the things, to keep his commandments. So it says, if you love God, you want to do the things he wants you to do. But again, life is not easy. We know that. There are problems and troubles are going to come our way. But what are we going to do about that? So when life brings us pain, are we going to be in despair? Are we going to allow it to get us down? When will we give up when things aren't going our way? Will we lose hope and start to think that God doesn't care? So all these things, troubles come our way. Remember, we said not all things are good. It told us right here, but they work for good. God makes them to work for good. So we have a lot of these things in our life that are not good. But what are we going to do with them? Again, like I just said, is there going to be despair? Are we going to give up? Are we going to lose hope? Let's not do anything. But then let's decide to these things that we had just spoken about. We're not going to do those things. We're not going to lose hope. We're not going to despair. We're going to not get bummed out. We're not going to get disappointed. Why? Because it says right here that God's working everything for good. Doesn't that give us hope? Let's go back to that verse again. Let's go back to that verse again. It's so important. So we have, we're deciding, hey, you know what? We're not going to choose those options that get us down. A lot of life is just making choices about our outlook. So instead, let us believe that God has promised he's going to work. So maybe we're encountering a challenging point in our life, but we know we can trust because God's word tells us that all things are going to come together and he's going to work it out for good. That's what it says right here. Not just some things, all things, right? We want to stand upon that promise. And then as we're standing upon that and claiming it, that we believe this is what God's going to do, we're going to wait for God to work. And we're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. We're not going to get bummed out, disappointed. Now, This is going to take a little effort on our part, right? Because I don't know about you, but for me, my tendency is when things don't go my way is that I can kind of get a little bit down, and I can let things that are outside affect me. Some of the time I let small things get to me. Some of the time big things trouble me. Some of the time I worry about things. All of these things are true, but I want to fight against those feelings. They're just feelings. And instead, I want to choose that I can trust that God is going to work out some good in my life. And I hope you feel that same way too. So what we have to do is we can't just pretend that everything's okay, but we want to have an optimistic view, right, of life rather than being pessimistic. I think that's really important, our view. Again, sometimes I can spend a little too much thought on things that aren't going my way or things that trouble me. But look at our lives. Like, look at all the blessings. Some of the time I think we should just go and open up the cupboards in our house or the refrigerator and look at all the food that's in there and how much God has provided us. Or open up a closet and see we have clothes, or a dresser that has clothes in them. God's provided us all these clothes. We should look at our house and go, wow, what a blessing. A home to live in, an apartment or a condo or a trailer or wherever you might live, to be thankful for those things. Maybe our eyes still work good, or our ears can hear, or we're just healthy and feeling good. What a blessing. All these things that are so good and so wonderful. And yet some of the time we just let some of these troubles, the things that are not so good in life, kind of bring us down. But we have to choose. We have to make that choice to focus on the blessings and the good things in life and really learn to enjoy them. And then not let all the other minor things, really they're minor, most of them, not get us down or trouble us, right? But we have to choose in our own mind, in our own hearts, that I'm going to choose to believe that I don't understand this situation or how things are right now, but I'm going to trust that God is going to work out something good, because it says he loves us, right? And when we respond to his love, it says right there that he's going to bless us. He's going to do some good in our lives. So I hope that helps you out. Know that just stand upon that. Like I said at the end, he's working in your life. He's going to do some good things. And you can know that it's not just good here or there or every once in a while, but he's going to work all things in your life somehow. I don't know. I don't have all the answers today, because I know we can look at some things in our life and go, this just cannot be good. And it's true. It cannot be good, but God says he's going to work it together for good. So maybe there's going to be some lesson we learn. Maybe there's going to be some wisdom we gain. Maybe there's going to be an experience that we go through where later in life we're going to be able to be there for somebody else who goes through the same type of thing. So kind of think of that way. You know, troubles, God is working through them. He's going to do something good. He's going to do, again, something good in you and me and all the people who love him and call upon his name. All right, so take that. This is a great, fantastic verse. Maybe you want to write it down, get a little Post-it or a little note card and slap it on your refrigerator, or maybe put it on your computer, you know, where you would see it all the time, or maybe your car visor or somewhere in your car, your dashboard. It's something to always cling to and hold on to. Again, one of my favorite verses from the Bible, that God's going to work all things together for, again, your good and my good, for anybody who loves him. All right. That is it for our Take Two Tuesday. We had a fun time. I hope you hung in there with me. I see some of you did. Not as many as I hoped for, not as many as we started with, but we had blurry cameras. We had a computer not working. We had technical difficulties, all kinds of stuff. We had to restart the whole system here. But if you come across that first part of Take Two Tuesday for today, cancel it, delete it. The second version has most of the good, fun stuff. Join us later in the week, Stephanie's Crafting Corner, okay? And then we will have a special live release on Saturday. If you want to join one of our clubs, go to our website. There are new items, including the Charming Christmas bundle. That's not bundle, collection. That's all on our website as well. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Played our game. We learned some things about September. Overall, we still had a good time. I had a good time. We made it work. And hopefully next week, you know, I even prayed about this right before we started. I'm all, God, please help all the technical things work and help me to say things you would want me to say. And well, sometimes our prayers don't get answered the way we hoped, but we're going to trust in God that He's going to do good in our lives, right? Let's do that. God bless you all. I'll see you later in the week for Stephanie's Crafting Corner. And then again, we have the live release on Saturday night. Have a great Tuesday and a great rest of the week. Take Two Tuesday again next week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.